So you've got this big idea, right? But you feel completely, totally stuck. Well, if that's you, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down something called the Start Messy Protocol. It's this amazing way to finally beat procrastination. And the best part? You don't need superhuman willpower to do it. I mean, does this just hit you right where you live? This one idea, it's the root of so much of our creative paralysis. We keep telling ourselves, oh, I'm just waiting for the stars to align, for everything to be just right. But the hard truth is, that perfect time, it's a total myth. It's never coming. And look, if you're nodding along right now, you are definitely not alone. This is such a common and frustrating place to be. You've got the ambition, you've got the idea, but you're just not moving. So what is this invisible wall that's holding us back? Let's really dig into the problem. Okay, section 1, the problem. We love to tell ourselves that we're just preparing, right? We're getting ready, doing our research. But what if that's just a story we tell ourselves? What if all that preparation is really just fear wearing a very, very convincing costume? This is what we call the perfection trap. It's that little voice in your head, the one that says you can't possibly start until you have the perfect gear, or the perfect skills, or the perfect plan. But this idea completely reframes it. It's not about being practical, it's about being afraid. Just take a second and really think about that. Does this pattern, this way of thinking, does it ring any bells for you? Yeah, I'm willing to bet it does, because the perfection trap doesn't show up saying, I'm scared. It shows up sounding super practical, with excuses like these. I just need a better camera, or I really should take one more online course first. And the all-time classic, I'll start when I have more time. They all sound so logical, but really, they're just ways to put off starting. And this is absolutely crucial. This is the big idea. We think we're solving for logistics, for cameras and microphones and schedules, but we're not. The real thing we're trying to avoid is a feeling. It's the fear of being judged, the fear of not being good enough. It's 100% emotional. All right, so now that we've really put our finger on the problem, that it's all about emotion, let's talk about the solution. And it all begins with this really powerful and kind of weird shift in your mindset. It's called the stick figure philosophy. This is it. This is the whole thing in a nutshell. You don't overcome the fear and then you start. It's the other way around. You start, and the very act of starting is what cures the fear. Action is the antidote. You have to be willing to take that first step while you still feel completely unready. This slide just lays it out so perfectly. See, that perfection trap has us totally fixated on the column on the left, on the messenger. How do I look? Is my studio polished? Is my gear fancy enough? The stick figure philosophy says forget all that. Focus on the column on the right, on the message. Is the content actually helpful? Are the tools simple enough to just get going? Do you have the courage to just put it out there? And this is exactly why it works. I mean, think about some of the most powerful content you've ever seen online. Was it always some slick, high-budget production? Probably not. A lot of times, it was just someone talking into their phone or a simple drawing that explained an idea perfectly. That raw authenticity connects with people way more than a polished surface ever could. Okay, so having the right mindset is great, but how do we actually put it into practice when we're just staring at a blank screen, totally paralyzed? Let's get into this super practical tool that makes all this possible, the 5-minute momentum hack. Let's circle back to this for a sec. We know procrastination is emotional. That's why just telling yourself to get it done almost never works. That's a logical argument, and you can't fight an emotional problem with logic. You need a trick. You need a little hack that just sneaks past your brain's emotional defenses. And here is that beautiful, simple little trick. It's almost funny how simple it is. Step 1, pick that project that's been hanging over your head. Step 2, set a timer on your phone for just 5 minutes. Step 3, and this is the most important part, you make a deal with yourself. I only have to do this for 5 minutes. That's it. And then step 4, you start. This right here is the secret sauce. This is the magic. We all know the hardest part of any task is just getting started. This hack makes the barrier to starting so incredibly low that even your scared, emotional brain can't really argue with it. But, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. And what happens is that momentum takes over. And suddenly, those 5 minutes, they turn into 10 or 20, or maybe even a whole hour. So we've talked about the why, we've talked about the how, but honestly, none of this matters if you don't actually do something with it. So this final section, this is a direct challenge to you. It is time for your imperfect launch. I want you to actually think about it right now. What is it for you? That YouTube channel you wanted to start, that book you wanted to write, that business idea. Get it really, really clear in your head. The one thing you keep saying you'll do someday. And here is the entire commitment. 5. Just 5 minutes. That's all. Not tomorrow, not after you've had your coffee, right now. The stakes are so low they're practically on the floor. And that's the whole point. So here are your official instructions. This is your permission slip to be imperfect. It does not have to be good. It just has to get started. I want you to do it messy. I want you to do it while you're still scared. And most importantly, I want you to do it right now. Monday. Monday is a fantasy. It's the place where great ideas go to die. The only time you actually have, the only moment that's real, is right now. That perfect moment you've been waiting for, it's not coming. It's here. So the only question left is, what are you going to start in the next 5 minutes?